Okay, they didn't actually ask the question in this exact way, but they're asking for help becoming a model, so we're going to talk about modeling being a scam. Here's the deal. The internet has changed almost everything about the way that humans live. And one of the great byproducts of that is that it allows people to have jobs that they would have never had in the past. I create incredibly niche content. Now, this is not quite as luxurious and wonderful as it might appear from the outside. I work 80 hours, my wife and I both each respectively work 80 hours per week to make this channel happen. It is an enormous amount of work that I think most people, if they were actually here doing it with us, they would be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm good. I don't want to go to Paris. Thanks. I love it. For me, it's incredible. I think most people would be very put off by this kind of work. I love this stuff. You have to ask yourself with things like modeling or becoming a stylist. We'll just stick to modeling. Jobs that from the outside look like the person is just swimming in wondrous ecstasy and enjoyment all day long, if that actually is a thing that someone can make money doing. There are, of course, huge examples of Gigi Hadid and Bella Hadid and Adudakesh and probably other people too who make lots of money modeling, but they are the extreme minority. And that's not like it's really hard to get into the NBA, so you have to work really hard to get into the NBA. Like, there are fewer people who are making a salary from modeling than there are people in the NBA. Let that sink in a little bit. Here are some things that you should absolutely be aware of if you are wanting to make modeling your career. You cannot model in the United States if you do not live in New York or Los Angeles. That's it. There may be a large city that is close by to you. That large city is not going to get you consistent modeling work. I mean, if you're wanting to do this for fun, like if you just are booed up and you are kept and you have like plenty of money and you aren't worried about where your salary is coming from, then yeah, go model and have fun. That's awesome. But if you are looking for this to make you enough money to be able to live where you need to be able to work, modeling is almost impossible to do. Also, everyone should be aware that modeling might as well be a scam because there is an absolutely it's getting darker in this room. Sorry about that. We don't have lights yet. But modeling, there is so much scamming that goes on in the industry of modeling. It is almost shocking that it's allowed to exist at all. Even very popular models that we on the outside look at and are like, oh man, she must be like so rich, constantly run into this situation where they are not being paid for work that they have already delivered on, or someone goes like, oh, can we just like give you a bag? And it's like, no, I need to pay my rent. Give me money. If you are looking for a serious career that pays like a serious career, you probably need to look somewhere else. If you are just wanting to work in the fashion industry for fun because it's like a neat thing that you're interested in and you just want to do it again, just for fun and not for money, then yeah, modeling I'm sure is super. It honestly doesn't sound fun to me at all, but yeah, if you want to do it, go do it for fun. Next, when upcycling clothes and selling them, can I run into legal trouble? Let's say I have a Carhartt vest and I transform it into a bag. Can I call/sell it as my bag, or is it still technically Carhartt? I am not a lawyer. I don't know. How do you understand where the line is between what you actually like and what you've been conditioned to like because it's a trend? TLDR, do I like baggy pants because I do, or because I grew up seeing mostly skinny pants and so subconsciously I like baggy to be subversive? Okay, this is a great question. We have a couple of elements here we need to address. One of them is kind of a funny thing, which is that when skinny jeans were first coming into vogue, I'm 33 now, when I was in high school, when I was 15 years old, that was when I got my first pair of girl jeans, because literally, fellas, they didn't make skinny jeans for men. Nowhere. I mean, like outside of like Dior or something, you could not, if you went to a regular American mall, there was nowhere offering skinny jeans for men. So cool guys went to Delia's or they went to the Gap women's section and they bought skinny jeans. Lighting's bad, sorry. The super bizarre thing was that I was at a store a few months ago and this very old lady, like full like grandma, maybe great grandma, was shopping with her little like baby grandson who was like in middle school or something. And she was like, oh, sweetheart, these would look great on you. Do you want these for school? And it was a pair of like painted on skinny jeans. And she was holding them up in front of this kid. And this kid was like, no, grandma, I don't want pants like that. And she was like, why? These will look really handsome on you. And he was like, no, they're too tight, grandma. I want pants that are bigger than that. I don't want them to be tight. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen, because when I got skinny jeans, every member of my family commented on how, don't you think those are a little tight? I mean, what if you're standing in a weird way and I see the outline of your penis? What are we gonna do? Another thing we gotta talk about is the difference between trends and like macro trends. So like a trend, the thing that actually is like, fuck these things, are the things that truly are meant to be ideas that you just have for a second. Like you're really only supposed to do this thing for 6 months. Hype sneakers are an incredible example of this. Whatever the new like hype shit, like, oh, like Samba boys, so lame. Sambas are so stupid. Oh, now we like fucking, what are cool sneakers now? Okay, I'm just going to tell you the first thing that came up. Sambas did come up. But Oliver Cabell 1 Exotic Men's Exotic 15s. Apparently those are the new Sambas. But yeah, it's like, oh, now we like Dunks, and now we like Salomons, and now we like Air Force Ones, and now we don't like Air Force Ones. We like Jordan 3s. That shit is so stupid. It's exhausting, and it's stupid. It's a massive waste of money. And like, shocker, none of those are actually all that cool. Like, all of them they're just shoes. These are, I mean, if we're talking about something like Craig Green shoes, like, yeah, those are nuts. Like, most of those are very radically different. These are all shoes that we have all seen 20,000 times, and when y'all just pick a random pair of New Balances to replace them, they're like, oh, these are the cool shoes now. We've seen that 1,000 times too. These are all aesthetically the same. It's literally just a game of like, are you on Twitter enough to know that you shouldn't be wearing these shoes you bought 8 months ago anymore? It's stupid. So that is a trend. A macro trend is more like just a zeitgeisty thing that everybody is kind of feeling right now. For the most part, skinny jeans are not really a thing right now because they were a super dominant thing for almost 15 years in high fashion. And so we got a little tired of it, we moved to something else. Something that is a cultural movement, a cultural mood is, I don't think something that we should be actively avoiding, because usually it has to do with stuff that like we don't have a lot of choices about. Like, your clothes either fit you tightly, or they fit you loosely, or they fit you kind of between. There's only 3 options. And so like saying like, oh, but this one used to be popular, this one's popular now, well, what do I do? I don't think you need to get too wrapped up in it like that. Like, I buy very wide pants, and I say fuck trends all the time, because I'm gonna be wearing wide pants at least for another 5 or 6 years. And I really don't want to go back to skinny clothes. They suck. I'm sure I will at some point, but I mean, right now I'm not there. So I do think we do need to differentiate between trends and macro trends. The really big stuff, the overarching zeitgeist things, those are fine. You can go along with that stuff. That's not a big deal. Hard truth time. Here we go. How do I get someone to focus more on craft, individuality, creativity, and fashion rather than what's on their Instagram feed and what's cool to the public? I know I can't change someone's perspective, but I want them to notice depth in a brand overall message. Oh, an overall message rather than something hyped on the internet / mainstream trends. My sister in Christ, you said it yourself. I know I can't change someone's perspective. Here's the deal. I get asked all the time in DMs, and often when I do these Instagram poll things as well, people who seem like they're trying to persuade their best friend or their partner or one of their parents, which is the most bizarre one, because your parents are never going to be like, Yoji Yamamoto, so cool. It is not going to happen. You can't control how other people think about this stuff. Now, I mean, like in the case of a partner, which it really didn't sound like you were talking about a partner there, but in case you are, in the case of a partner, you can explain to that partner like, hey, I understand that you don't get it. This is extremely important to me. And if you are constantly making snide comments about this or making shitty jokes about it, that hurts my feelings. And I would appreciate if you stop. Even if you do think those things, I would appreciate if you kind of gave it a little bit of a benefit of a doubt just because you love me. Fair? I am very blessed to have a fashion wife, and my wife is very blessed to have a fashion husband. But for everybody else that does not have that, you can't change their mind. I'm sorry. The best thing that I've found, to be honest, is to not spend your time trying to shit talk something that you don't like. It's to always gas up the things that you're really passionate about and that you love. The alternative is exhausting, and it will take years and years and years away from you, and you'll never get anything out of it. People are still going to go buy Michael Kors bags because they're luxury, wonderful bags that I've saved up for forever, and now I have it. And when I wear it to the barbecue, all the ladies in the neighborhood are finally going to let me go to the book club with them. I hate those. Or the male equivalent of that. I bought this used, disgusting long sleeve t-shirt for $1,500 for reasons that are too complicated and convoluted for even me to understand, let alone articulate out loud. What were we talking about? I don't know. You can't change people's minds. I'm sorry. What is your great thing to talk about? What are your thoughts on tailoring / alteration? I think some people are in fear of getting designer stuff tailored, fear of losing value when they resell them. Yes, okay. So I beg of you, please tailor your clothes. Most of the time, especially men are okay, wait, everyone is terrible about this, but they're terrible about it for different reasons. Men are trained from the beginning that everything, even once guys get into fashion, you'll notice this still happens. It definitely happened with me. Men are trained from a very young age to just be like, you're about practicality and you're about like being super into stuff and having like really niche hobbies or whatever. But boy, you are not about being fussy. Don't be fussy no matter what you do. And sure, like being super, like I can't ever wear acrylic nails. I love painting my nails. I love getting like gel nails and stuff. I can't ever really wear acrylic nails because it's just too fussy. But like fussiness should not extend to your fucking pants fitting you, dog. Like you need to be able, if you don't have hips like me, I don't have any hips at all and I have a concave ass. You need to get your pants tailored so you're not constantly fucking trying to... Your pants should fit you. They should not constantly be sliding down your ass when you're sitting down, unless you're going for that. If you're going for like baggy, like below the ass pants, go for it with my blessing. That's totally fine. But if you're not purposefully doing that, you need to just get them tailored. Women, I think, are just taught to never tailor anything, and I still don't understand why that is. When I was a personal stylist, I encouraged all of my clients to go get, especially like tops tailored, and if like jeans weren't fitting because, oh, like I lost some weight recently, then like you just go get them tailored. If you really love those pants, go get them tailored. And just every woman, I could never figure out why this was, but at least all of my clients, I won't say every woman, but like all of my clients were very hesitant to go to a tailor for anything. And also, if the reselling of a garment is playing into your decision as to whether or not you should get it, you just shouldn't get it. Reselling should not be any part of the plan of whether or not you get a garment. If you're literally getting that thing so that you can resell it in 8 months, dude, fuck that. That's so stupid. Get stuff you actually like. Why are you going through all of this trouble and like all of this planning and calculation and like the selling takes work. It's work to do this stuff. And if you're wearing the stuff, if you don't even like the stuff you're wearing, like why are you spending all this time on Twitter and all these Facebook groups and these Discord servers and like your whole, I mean, if you're anything like me, your whole life kind of revolves around loving clothes. And then you're wearing something because you know other people like it well enough that you can sell it to them and get 28% of your like money back. Like, fuck that. Just get clothes you like. I'm selling, I don't know when this is coming out, so I might have already done it when this comes out, but I'm selling a few things. It's like maybe 12 pieces or something. I've been collecting clothes for 12 years and I have never had a big like time to flip everything. I just have never done that because I've only gone for things that I really, really, really love. You don't need to worry about, don't prioritize getting the, I'm not gonna restate the point. You get what I'm saying. Please just buy clothes you like. Quit with the reselling shit. That's stupid. My wife just actually made a really good point about this. So if you run a business, like you have an EIN number and you're running a company that resells used like designer clothes or whatever, that's obviously fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone who's like, well, I want to be wearing the Balenciaga hoodie now, and then, oh, Loewe's getting big. Time to flip the Balenciaga hoodie and get a Loewe hoodie, and now everyone knows that I like Loewe. Get the fuck out of here. That's so stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. We forgot to do listen. Hey guys. When you look at this Gatorade bottle, you know, what do you see? You see just a little bit of Gatorade left. I couldn't tell you where all that Gatorade went. This isn't my bottle of Gatorade. What I can tell you is that Gatorade refuels your electrolytes. It puts the ions back into your body where they belong. Ions running around all over the neighborhood. Nobody knows who they are, and they need to be inside of your body. That's what the Patreon does for this channel, folks. It supplies us with the ions and the electrolytes that we need to keep it going and make the fashion that make all the best coverage in the industry, folks. Thank you. I really don't know who that was. Like, was this open today? I'm gonna be like throwing up in 30 minutes.